Hey you! Yes you! Are you a fanatic comic reader? If so, what kind of genre did you prefer? How much comic did you have on your shelves? And have you ever read any very old school comics before? Come on comic nerds, we are here today to review about some comics from 3 different periods and see how much editorial comics and cartoon industry in Malaysia had evolved through times, and are they influenced by any comic outside of their panel? So keep your bookmark on this review with me, Muhammad Shahid bin Sabri, as you won't miss any comic pages that you might haven't seen before. Without any further ado, let's jump in! The ultimate time before in pre-independence era has revealed that in Malaysia, we already have some artists who involved in comic industry with their own will, as they thought that comics is a great medium of entertainment, social criticism, and also a tool of propaganda. Ooh, yes peeps, how bold was that? It is clearly that comics are very useful in certain circumstances, a part of delivering a direct, straightforward words to the public. The artist twisted the concept of provocation in comic atmosphere to look safer. One of successful comic artists in pre-independence era is Raja Hamzah with his many artworks that made him so popular. Since he was a kid, Raja Hamzah really loved drawing and started his career as comic artist right after finishing school. The famous Keluarga Mat Jambal comic series is one of Raja Hamzah's most successful artworks. Take a look at this Mat Jambal series of 14th May 1961. Mat Jambal is helping his wife repairing a clock. Bang, Yah nak beli jam baru untuk diletak di dapur. Jam ini selalu lambat.
Jangan. Abang boleh betulkan jam ini. Mula-mula sekali bukakan belakangnya.
Dong! Nah, habis cerita. Kalau Yah nak beli jam baru, belilah. That is quite funny. This simple story is usually inspired by a realistic story that really happened in family's daily life. Let us spill some tea. This series actually an adaptation of street comics The Gambles, drawn by English cartoonist Barry Appleby, that published in Daily Express newspaper. But Raja Hamzah kept to remain his comic style as Malay-looking cartoon. The character design is stylized as caricature, and the color scheme are black and white. The reason why is because this comic was inserted in small entertainment section in newspaper at that time. Even though it colorless, the colorful storyline and living character did not snap the audiences to enjoy reading it.
Now pals, let us teleport to the middle time frame with me. My name is Muhammad Nushad bin Hassan Adli, which we reach at the era of after independence of Malaysia. Since Malaysians already exposed to the world of comic, the art continues and expanded among fans and newbies. Winner of the Fukuoka Asian Culture Prize in 2002, legendary cartoonist of Malaysia Datuk Lat, as many of us familiar with, can be said as one of the most famous cartoonists in the world with his popular cartoon series Kampung Boy. It was a boom, even though the cartoon is about Malaysian kids who live in very village vibes, but many fans around the world really enjoy watching them and compliment how beautiful this cartoon is managed to bring heritage as the main content. We rewind back to just a little time where Datuk Lat is active making comics. Datuk Muhammad Noor bin Muhammad Khalid or Datuk Lat has published more than 20 volumes of cartoons since he was 13 years old. What an achievement! After failing to attain the grade that were required to continue education beyond high school, Lat became a newspaper reporter. In 1974, he switched career to be an editorial cartoonist. His work reflecting his view about nation life and the world. are staple features in national newspapers such as New Straits Times and Berita Minggu. He adapted his life experience and published them as his autobiographies. The Kampung Boy and Town Boy, telling stories of rural and urban life with comparisons between the two. Check out this comic by Lad. The story is about the famous character Matt, who also main character of the Kampung Boy TV series, is ordering roti canai. Mama, bagi roti canai bungkus biasa punya atau hotel punya? Hotel punya macam mana? The comic ends hilariously where the mama points the smaller roti canai to mimic the hotel serving size. How simple is that joke, but everyone still get into it and enjoy regardless of emphasizing critical content. Detail alert. Lad's style has been described as reflecting of his early influence, the piano and the dandy. He has, however, come into his own way of illustration, drawing the common man on the street with bold stroke in pen and ink. The trademark of his Malay character is their three-looped nose. Lad paid attention to family life and children because of his idolization of Raja Hamzah, a senior cartoonist who was also popular in the 1960s with his comic about swashbuckling heroes.
Hang on, buds. We are about to travel time to the future with me, Muhammad Saiful bin Uthman. These days, many young artists eager to express their inner comic nerds by creating their own comics. One of the biggest contemporary comic company, most well known in Malaysia, is Gempak Stars. Gempak Stars is a Malaysian graphic novel, comics and manga publisher owned by Kadokawa Corporation, originally established as Art Square Creation in 1994. The company previously produced Gempak, a magazine dedicated to showcasing local comic artists from Malaysia to wider audience. Gempak has the distinction of being the first Malaysian infocomic magazine offering news and articles about the ACG, animation, comics and games world in and outside of the country. Gempak magazine aims to encourage the local development of such industries, facilitating the global spread of Malaysian talent. Many great comic artists create thousands of amazing comics for Malaysian readers. For their Kipas Susah Mati fandom, they might hype about who we are going to talk about. Introducing the creator of popular Lawak Campus comic strips.
Hai, apa khabar? Nama saya Keith, pelukis untuk Lawak Campus.
With 31 volumes and 2 special edition comics, Major Insane. This proven how much the Malaysian fans really love about Kate's artwork. His comics mostly attract teen readers as the school team really close among them. Kate joining KGS in 2003 as a comic assistant, he rapidly rose to the position of full-fledged cartoonist the following year, enduring popular acclaim for his 4-panel comic Lawak Campus propelled him to renown not just locally but among comic book readers as far afield as China, where it debuted in Comic World Weekly magazine. Not to mention his very out of space puns, jokes and funny character that make us smile ourselves. That is the moment when people call you crazy as you laugh alone. This one. The comic illustrates Yumi who trying to help Venus sewing his ripped shirt, and then Adidas came begging some help too. Ah, Venus, baju kau koyak. Biar aku jahitkan untuk kau. Hah? Baiknya hati kau, Yumi. Yumi, boleh tolong jahitkan tak? Hehe. Belah motor. Haha. Alright. Who will not laugh by this? Editor's action asking Yumi if she can sew his slippered underpants is so gross yet so funny at the same time. The dialogue use is nation urban slang that millennials usually speak, make them super easy to understand. Seems like we already covers all the reviews comic and comic nerds. We acknowledge that editorial comics and cartoon in Malaysia is very firm to continuing expand and seems like everyone loves to read comics, not only kids. As we notice that the humor content maintained as the major ideas and creative and funny character design really play a big part in making comics in order to bring joy among readers and make their happy as simple as that. Thank you for watching and don't forget to keep on reading.